Yes, he did. And we packed it up and brought it back to the crib. Just a little something to show you how we live. I'm so fancy. You already know I'm in the fast lane from LA to Tokyo. So we come now to our fourth element of the story structure. Now we have the individuated hero who has a desire and then has reflection on the way. So now we see three things that we can do. Now fourth the fourth trolley to pick up is the archetype of the champion. So now the character has desire, and now he has game, and let's say he reflects it on a basketball court. He is the player, he is the game, he is the team. All of that is all within the same pulse. And what he's trying to do is become the champion. And you know when a person is a champion is when they're in their stars, when they're in alignment, when they're in resonance with who they are, when they find a very resonant, harmonious match to the way that they are and the way that they project themselves. Now, the champion shows up in your whole life because you're put on a scale of reflecting vibrations of inferiority. So you're at school and you take a test, and you take one and it reflects back to you, you suck or you're good. Um, Basically, it's this whole emotional scale now to try and develop. It's a becoming within the character to find where they shine, where they glow, where they're really into the heart of their stars. So the energy of the hero shows up in the basketball. I can feel it coming in the air tonight, oh Lord. And I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. And so, a lot of times, if you vision quest all the people in your life and you think back to certain scenarios when you think of champion, how did so and so pull this off? It brings an emotional level of appreciation. Like when Kurt Busch, the NASCAR driver, went over and did the Indy 500 and then the NASCAR race later on that night. And he finished 6th place. And I watched the interview and everybody was like, whoa, that was everything that you put into that. It really paid off. It really showed the creativity of what you learned from the experience of needing to be the champion, the need for concept, to have a desire to say, I am putting myself on the entry list. I am throwing my name into the ring. Half the battle is showing up. It's the idea of Bret Michaels in Celebrity Apprentice. How at the beginning he would pass around ideas, and for a while the group would drown him out because he was a Pisces. And then as the game developed, he was in there. He just stuck around. So the ways of appreciation are strategy. At first comes an inspiration within a team, a mastermind of people all functioning around the same wavelength, around the same goal, to have some form of an achievement of satisfaction. And so, 7 billion people in the world again, in E4, the element, each one of those 7 billion people think they're a champion. Because they're all one consciousness, but they're divided with separate stories of reflection and separate inborn desires from their genetic code, their relationship to the idea of their body and the idea of the earth. So now, Aries, you want to put your body to fitness. You want to fine-tune your body, your mind, anything that you hold as value that you want to take into the ring, almost to prove to yourself that I can do it. So the inferiority, again, going back to E2 of reflection. First of all, let me explain reflection. Let's say you're at a track meet and then there are 30 other runners with you. And reflection is divided many ways between what they say about you. But what you take as resonance, what wavelength of what they said, what your experience was there, that has an impact on you even to the day, then becomes how you reflect yourself, trying to climb back up to the singularity, trying to say, I am a God. I am, you see me in a crowd, but do you know that I shine in ways, I figured things out with my mind that nobody else has figured out before. I am a champion. If the right situation come aboard to show where my platform is. So within this this element, this archetype, and this trolley is the idea also of opportunity, the idea of keeping your ears open, the idea of entering, the idea of participation falls under this archetype. And so the philosopher says, well, what really is a champion? Could you drive the car in the race and finish last, and then are you a champion? Could you finish second and still not be the champion? Could second place say, I wanted to win, 40th place car says, I didn't wreck, I rode all the laps, I got a lot of experience. So philosophies then reflect this different ways, because different people reflect their own energy into a champion. So building a champion then goes back to the resonance, the Libra balance again, of how you then see yourself. But the idea of the champion is an emergence, is when you're sitting with a group of people and say, this thought we just had, it's world class, it's worth money, it's appreciation, it's something that causes you to say, you know what? It's the element of ascension. It's the element of finding and then also staying there. So it's a focusing as well on a lot of things. I'm trying to pull the very trolley out. We are the champions, my friends, because we got the whole team going, everybody practiced, everybody got along, everybody worked together in motion, everybody had confidence and believed in what they were doing, and so they then scored the goal. So that is going to be the element of a champion. And the element of a champion also has to do with how they see the schedule, how they work when they're up, and how they work when they're down. They say that's Joe Nichols, you find out who your friends are. The idea of being not in your stars, but still knowing you're a lion inside. Still knowing that even in a psychiatric ward, or even in a hospital, or even in the B class, I'm still at the top of my game myself. And I project through my own thoughts and my own beliefs, which then become my reality of how good of a gamer I am, at which point it then becomes vicarious to other people.